Hi there! Today I decided to make a short video to demonstrate how one can trace different aircraft. I'm using my own software, but there are a few tips which one can apply in every case. I have chosen to trace the private jet of Max Verstappen. Max is a famous Formula 1 driver who doesn't mind to show off his luxury lifestyle and very often is pictured next to his private airplane. So a simple Google search can reveal a lot of details of his aircraft. Airplanes are having registration numbers similar to the car plates. In fact, there are several different identification numbers bound to a particular airplane. The easiest of all signs to spot is something which is known as tail registration. It is usually placed on the tail, but the same number is printed on the wings and on parts of the fuselage. In the case of Mach's private jet, the tail registration is clearly visible on the most pictures. The registration plate reads as PHDTF. I usually perform several sanity checks before trusting that information, but in the case of Mach's private jet, it's pretty easy just to go to Wikipedia, scroll down and try to find what's publicly known, and there is a sentence which states that the aircraft is registered as PHDTF, exactly the same number as we read from the photos. We can also see the model of the aircraft, and that is Falcon 900, acquired by Verstappen in November 2020, according to this information. There are other ways to obtain that information with slightly a bit more complicated Google search, and here we can read that the cool looking trijet is registered as PHDTF. However, seeing is believing, so I prefer to have some visual confirmation with pictures or alternative means, and we can just be convinced that Mach's registration at this point holds as PHDTF. To simplify such tasks and to be able to interrogate databases and also to visualize my own data, I have built a software which has pretty simple interface, I would say. This is the welcome screen. We can search for particular tail registration number, ICAO numbers. We can select from the list some of these if we are aware of some aircraft. In case of Max, it's possible just to type his name and click on the VIP button, which automatically displays the information of his registration, or the tail registration as we call it. We can search in databases. We see that that's Falcon 900EX, easy. There are several numbers here, like manufacturer serial number, which is 205 in this case. We have model specifications with dimensions and several important parameters about this type of aircraft. The current owner, as it's publicly known, it's Mavic Aviation X0, and we have a brief history of the machine. It has been built, I think, in 2008, but it has its first flight in 2009 with going through several owners, one of them being actually the Virgin Galactic CEO. We can also see schematics of the model. This is a blueprint of Falcon 900EX in frontal view, lateral and top view. We can check also the registration in case of that aircraft. We have PHDTF, which corresponds to registration in Netherlands. The aircraft has a transponder which is also registered in Netherlands, that also matches the pattern, so it's quite good to see. And we have some picture just to check the look of the aircraft. One of the ways to trace it is just to press a button here, and the software checks in the logs what happened to the machine during the last months and years back in time. We can see that the aircraft flew on 2 occasions in the recent weeks, on 26th of December and 12th of January. So by clicking on a particular date, we can visualize the path of the aircraft over the ground. Here we see traces which are connecting Monaco and Bern in 2 flights. It's very hard to say in which direction the aircraft flew just from the path over the ground, and therefore we need help of our data points acquired during the flight. If we connect the information from one end, which is difference between one and the second path in about 1 hour. Also we see that there is descending maneuver here. We are decreasing altitude straight to the runway of Bern Airport. Presumably the aircraft spent about 1 hour in Bern, and later it took off and flew back to Monaco. On the other end of the path, we see a difference between the times of acquisition of data points of 2.5 hours, which tells us that the journey has been sort of in direction of Monaco, Bern, and going back to Monaco sometime later. We can also remove the data points and see that the airport destination of the second flight has been in Cannes, very close to Monaco. We do know that Max is living in Monaco, so that's not a very strange destination just to reach Bern and go back. There are logs which can be visualized in other dates. Here he has been in Brazil, or flying over Brazil. We see other European paths here between Monaco and London, with landing on Luton in Great Britain. One can continue to scroll through different months and find information on the traces of Max machine. So this is one of the possible ways to trace aircraft. I'm sure there are other options. Here I decided to incorporate all these features into one package, so it's easier to navigate and easier to search for particular machines. There is a way also to visualize data coming from sensors in the world. I'm going to show you more of these tracings in some of the next videos, but today the aim has been to trace and to document some of the trips of Max Verstappen, and I hope we had good time with that. Thank you for watching.